It is my pleasure to introduce our undergraduate student speaker, Misha Ankudovych. Misha is graduating with a Bachelor of Science in Data Science and Economics. During his time at Northeastern, he's been an active leader across campus, contributing to student government and building community and school spirit through his work with the NU Doghouse. At Khoury, Misha has served as the lead teaching assistant and conducted research spanning artificial intelligence regulations, Internet of Things privacy, and econometrics. His experiences have deepened his passion for using data to solve real-world problems and drive meaningful decision-making. Following graduation, Misha will relocate to Washington, D.C. to begin his career as a forward-deployed software engineer, where he's excited to continue his mission-driven work. Please join me in welcoming Misha.
Thank you, Dean Escott, for the wonderful introduction. Thank you, everyone, for coming. And as well, thank you to all of my fellow graduates for allowing me to be part of your ceremony, but also for the last 4 years. Khoury would not be Khoury without all of you. On our first day at Khoury, before we wrote a single line of code, before we learned what dynamic programming was or why it would later come to haunt us, our dean asked us to recite an oath. An oath, which at the time felt maybe unexpected. Some of us were still figuring out how to log into Canvas and Gradescope and Piazza and the Office Hours app. And now we were also promising to protect the dignity and integrity of our society and of our future profession. The oath talked about privacy, about safety and responsibility, and about remaining members of society. And at first, it felt a little symbolic, and maybe even a little bit strange. But as I've come to appreciate, Khoury played the long game. As prospective students, we saw Khoury as a place of opportunity. Research, co-op, experiential learning, a place where we would have the chance to work on problems that actually mattered. And as students, we've learned what that truly means. We've learned that answers aren't enough, and neither was just building and never looking back on what we built behind us. We had to think, and we have to think, about why and what we're building. And most importantly, we have to make a design decision documented again and again and again, even when we were absolutely sure our intuition was correct. At the time, it may have felt like busy work, but later it started to feel like training. Through our research, we learned how small assumptions can silently shape outcomes. Through co-op, we watched our code leave the classroom and enter the world, where users are real, data is messy, and consequences don't come with extensions. Through this experiential learning, we learned that systems don't just work or fail, they affect people, often in ways we didn't originally expect or anticipate. And somewhere along the way, between Hello World and writing our last line of code at Northeastern, the oath started to feel like home and make sense, and responsibility stopped feeling abstract. And now, as we become alumni, whether we leave here as computer scientists, data scientists, or cybersecurity professionals, or something in between, we can finally appreciate what the oath is doing on day one. It wasn't asking us to be perfect, but rather asking us to be intentional. To remember that the systems we build may shape the world, and more importantly, that we are accountable for the choices we make along the way. And as we leave, may we always, as the oath inspires and tells us to do, act so as to preserve the finest traditions of our field, and may we long experience the joy of inventing the future through our endeavors. Thank you all, and as always, one last time as a student, let's go Huskies!